Hello everyone, my name is Kim, welcome back to the channel, and today is going to be the first video in a series of videos where I'm going to be ranking the Assassin's Creed games that I have personally played. I don't want to rank every Assassin's Creed game, as there's still some that I haven't played that I want to go back and play at some point. This, like I said, is the first, and the reason it's going to be the first in a series of videos is because I'm going to be updating this listing as I play through more of the games, as I get updated kind of playthroughs of them to kind of figure things out and actually kind of bring myself back up to speed with how some of the game is. And it's very fitting that there's a bottle that I have the necklace on. I decided to put this on for it because, you know, I mean, I gotta rep my Assassin's Creed necklace. It's awesome. I'm not sponsored, but hey, Gold Peak, if y'all want to sponsor me, hit me up, because I love your fucking tea. It is my favorite brand of sweet tea, Gold Peak. Go check it out if you haven't had it. It's delicious. So we're going to start from the one that I like the least and go to my very favorite. If you guys have been on this channel for a long time, you might know what my favorite is. I've talked about it quite often. And what's my least favorite. So, starting with the least favorite, we have Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, if you watch my playthrough of this, you already know what my favorite game is going to be, because I mentioned it during that playthrough. And it's no surprise to you that Origins is my least favorite, because it's not necessarily a bad game, but it makes little sense in the way of things. First off, this is supposed to be the start of the Assassin's Order, and then we go back to, in Odyssey, we go back to ancient Rome. You know, we go all the way back to ancient Rome, so it's like, okay, so this is already kicking the fucking piss out of this one. Or he takes our story in Origins and says, yeah, this is supposed to be the start of the Assassin's Order, and then we have this all the way back here. Make up your mind, Ubisoft. And then we have Valhalla, which I guess is technically after, isn't it? It is after Origins, but still, like, it doesn't make sense that they put Odyssey. They said Origins is supposed to be the start of the Assassin's Order, the Assassin's Brotherhood, and then you have Odyssey. Not to mention, you play as Bayek the entire game. I think there's a few brief moments where you play as his wife, but for the most part, you play as Bayek. And Bayek, look, I don't want to shit on Bayek this entire video, but oh my god, he is the most boring. Realize, I've played through a fair bit of these games, and we're going to talk about each one a little bit, but dude, Bayek was so fucking boring. Like, I couldn't enjoy playing as him. I really couldn't. The game is also very grindy. And I mentioned this when I was playing through Origins. It had this huge area with like one fast travel point, and it reminded me a lot of Skyrim, where it was a very vast, large map, but there was like huge pockets of just nothingness. And in Origins, there was just a huge expansive desert in one part that had nothing. And you could like fast travel to like halfway through it, but then you have to either run and it was just a pain in the ass. So if you missed anything in this desert, you have to fast travel to this one middle of nowhere fucking point and run off to wherever you think this thing's at. And it was just, it was so unenjoyable, and I just couldn't stand it anymore. And that's why, for those of you wondering why did I quit playing Assassin's Creed Origins, because I stopped fucking enjoying it. I wasn't going to keep making content on a game I didn't enjoy. I haven't even finished the game, and at some point I'm going to go back through and probably just restart the story and play through the whole game, because I don't remember where I was at in the story. And I'm not going to watch the fucking series on it to get caught up. I'd rather just play through the game again, because the only thing worse than having to play the game again is going to be watching my own playthrough of the game, as I can slowly watch my joy and my enjoyment of the game just dwindle, mission to mission, episode to episode, and I don't want to go through that pain. Next, we have Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. I haven't played this one in a long time. This is a PSP, as far as I know, PSP exclusive game, and I haven't played it in a long time. I didn't enjoy the controls. I don't remember anything about the story. Like I said, it's been a long time. I would love for them to bring this as a port for PS4 or PS5. And just, that way people can play it and see what the game's like. I mean, the next game on the list was a port, and it did okay, but you'll understand my frustrations when I get to it. But yeah, the controls really wonky. That's like the biggest takeaway I have from this game. And I think you're playing as Altair Ezio. No, you're playing as Altair. I'm pretty sure you're playing as Altair in Bloodlines. I think it's a spin-off of Assassin's Creed 1. I think. I could be wrong. I'd have to double check my math. I'd have to double check that. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a conjunction story of Altair with Assassin's Creed 1. But again, I don't really know. I've actually never played Assassin's Creed 1. It's one of the only ones I haven't played from like back in the day. So at some point, I really want to play through that. Next, moving on, we have Assassin's Creed Liberation, which was a port from PS Vita to PS4. I think also PS3 may have gotten it at some point. I think the port was for PS3 and PS4. And it was okay. Like I said, it was a PS Vita port, so I played through it on my PS4 very recently, actually. Like, literally yesterday I finished it. Or Tuesday. No, Wednesday I finished it. And I didn't enjoy it. Like, it's not a bad game. It has good controls. Again, I played it on the PS4, so that's probably why it had good controls. I would not want to play an Assassin's Creed game on a handheld again. It's why I'm not going to go back through and play Bloodlines and get a better update on it, because I don't feel like playing it. I also don't know where my PSP's at, so I'm going to have to... So if I do want to play through it again, I have to find it first. But you can definitely tell there's a little bit of issue porting it from the PS Vita to the PS4. There was a lot of glitches, a lot of bugs that I'm surprised they didn't fix. Then again, Skyrim Special Edition didn't fix a lot of its bugs, so what do you expect? You know what I mean? But yeah, all in all, the story was okay. I found Aveline, whatever, to be a little bit boring. The side quest stuff was pretty easy. I beat this in 2 days. Again, it was a PS Vita to PS4 port, so there wasn't a whole lot they could do on PS Vita in terms of like side quest stuff and all that. So there wasn't a lot they could do to that the system could actually run very well. And even when it was ported to PS4, it didn't run very well. It crashed on me 2 times, I think, which is more than I've ever had an Assassin's Creed game crash on me in the past. I've never once had an Assassin's Creed game crash on me, which is the one good thing I can say about Assassin's Creed throughout the years, is I've never had crashes until I played Assassin's Creed Liberation. It crashed on me once right after I finished Sequence 1, and then it crashed on me later on in a mission. Not the biggest of deals. It's a nice story, though. It does have a really cool story. It's in conjunction at the same time with Assassin's Creed 3. And yeah, there's not much I can say on that. Next, we have Assassin's Creed 2, which I haven't played in a long time, but... Oh, wait, no. I think that was supposed to be before Liberation. I did this when I was talking to Dalton about it. This is how little I remember. So Assassin's Creed 2, then Liberation. Sorry about that. Got myself mixed up. So it goes Origins, Bloodlines 2, and then Liberation. I do want to play through 2 again, which I can luckily do. I didn't play a lot of Assassin's Creed 2, which is why it's kind of lower down on the list. I don't remember much about it. But yeah, it was pretty good. Oh, wait, no. No, Assassin's Creed 2 is now. Sorry, no. Origins, Bloodlines, Liberation, Assassin's Creed 2. I'm an idiot. Sorry about that, guys. My sleeping schedule's all kinds of fucked up right now, so my brain's a little fucked. My brain's a little off. But yeah, I don't remember a whole lot about Assassin's Creed 2, which is why I'm going to go back through and play it. Ezio is an awesome character. I've loved everything I've played with that one, which has only really been Assassin's Creed 2, and I really do want to play more of Ezio's story and go through 2 Brotherhood and Revelations at some point in the near future, which nicely they have the Ezio Auditore pack for PS4, which lets you get all 3 of those games in a nice little bundle, which goes on sale pretty much every sale. The Assassin's Creed games, a decent chunk of them go on sale. It's how I've gotten Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I have to play more of because I haven't played it in a long time and I don't really remember much of the story. So I'm going to go through and play that one again before I put that on the list because I barely played any of that. I've played more of Assassin's Creed 2, even though I don't remember much of the story. I remember more of the story for Odyssey, but it's because I've played it more recently. But I definitely played more of Assassin's Creed 2, which is what I'm kind of going off of. It's not how much I remember about the story, it's how much I've played of the game. And I definitely remember playing a lot of Assassin's Creed 2 back in the day, and I really enjoyed it. And it was like a nice little kind of precursor to what you're going to find for the rest of the games. Is like, it was just insane. It was great. You have to play as Ezio in Italy. And I still remember the starting scene when his family's being hung and you get to watch it. And I remember watching that for the first time and just like the shock on my face watching that was insane. And It's still one of the craziest scenes to see in these games. If you've never played them, and seeing Ezio's family be killed, just, I think that was Ezio's, right? I'm not confusing my games. I might be, but yeah. And I don't remember ever making it to Da Vinci, which is kind of the sad part. I really would have loved that. I'm a huge history nerd. If you guys have been on this channel for a long time, you also know I'm a huge history nerd. I nerd out over dinosaurs, and pretty much everything in the Assassin's Creed timeline is something I'm a huge nerd about, especially the Italian Renaissance and ancient Rome and Viking time period and the American Revolution and pirate times and all that sort of stuff. So it's really cool to kind of get to experience this stuff in kind of a different way that we normally wouldn't be able to. And honestly, if they did real Animus tech, I'd probably go and check it out because it looks pretty fucking dope. Like, I'd love to live through history in that way. I think it'd be a really cool way to teach history to people if you had some sort of tech like this that was 100% didn't fudge the story at all. You know what I mean? Like, this is legit facts, so you can go back and learn about these things from the get-go, and I think that'd be kind of cool. It would be a little bit weird, but it'd also be kind of cool, I think. Next, we have Assassin's Creed 3, which I got the wonderful chance to replay through recently. When I bought Odyssey on sale, it was the best version of the game. It was really cheap, and it came with Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed Liberation. It took a week to play through Assassin's Creed 3, which was really fun. That was the first game I platinumed for me and Dalton's Platinum Challenge, which is why I'm playing through a lot of the Assassin's Creed games, because they're very fun to platinum. They take a lot of time, and I was down 2-0 for a while, but they're very fun to play as well, and very fun to platinum, even though it does take a little bit of time. And Liberation only took 2 days because it's a shorter game, much shorter game. But Assassin's Creed 3 was really fun. The biggest reason it's not getting the number 1 spot is because the game that gets the number 1 spot is just Magnifique. It's my favorite for a reason. I'll go over a lot of the reasons once I start getting to the part about that one. But yeah, it was really fun to play through. I forgot how boring Haytham is and how boring his part of the playthrough is, and that's kind of the one big issue I have with Assassin's Creed 3. Is Haytham and Connor. At least at the start, Connor is a pretty boring character, and Haytham is a very boring character, and his part is just kind of a slog to get through. But Connor can be a little bit boring during the time, and the story can kind of bog down a little bit. But the Homestead stuff was really fun. I remembered doing a bit of that when I first started playing it, getting to play through the Boston Tea Party and the Boston Massacre, and a lot of the American Revolutionary War. A lot of the big moments of that was really, really fun. Getting to meet characters like Benedict Arnold, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, all that sort of stuff was really fun. The Tyranny of King Washington was really fun, even though it does have a massive bug. So if you guys have never played through Assassin's Creed 3, The Tyranny of King Washington, you do get it with the Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. But if you play through it, do not go for any of the collectible stuff unless you do not plan on turning the game off. Because if you quit out, it resets all your progress on that stuff to 0. So that was kind of the one big issue I had, was that bug. And basically Assassin's Creed 3 just sat on my PS4 screen. That's why that one weekend I had nothing up there last weekend, because I couldn't take time to record it. I literally just had to keep Assassin's Creed 3 running so I could go through the game. It was wonderful. But it was very fun getting to see a sort of what-if scenario. And getting to really, really enjoy going through that story. And the ending for the Tyranny of King Washington was a little bit weird, where it had like the strange man come in and talk with George Washington and then just disappear. Don't entirely know what the explanation for that one is. I don't know who that was. I don't think it ever got explained. And I really want to know who that was now. I'm going to have to look that up. After this is done. And and the next time I do this video, it's going to be more conveyed. My thoughts will be more conveyed and more thought out, and I'll probably write little things down about each story that I liked and all that, and kind of just write everything down, a huge list, and go through that list as we go. I might even do singular videos for all these and kind of break down each video and why it's ranked, where it's ranked, and all that sort of stuff. Just break down each game piece by piece. Really just create a lot of work for myself over the next year while I'm playing through a bunch of Assassin's Creed games for a Platinum Challenge that me and Dalton are doing. Which, if you guys are wondering, we're tied 2-2 right now. Neither of us has gotten another... Well, obviously I just got Liberation, but since then, neither of us has gotten another trophy. So we're tied 2-2. Dalton got both of his the day the challenge started. I got both mine this week. And finally, the number 1 spot, which... I'm going to say this right now. There's a very good chance this isn't losing the number 1 spot. Just saying that flat out right now. There's a good chance, no matter how many of these videos I do. I know I'm probably going to at least try to do 3 3 of these videos. It depends on how long it takes me to get Valhalla. Because the other triple pack that I don't own is the Ezio one. I have Syndicate and Unity, which I bought in the triple pack with the game I'm about to talk about. And I can play through Odyssey because I do own that. I can go back and play through Origins if I want. I might not. I can buy Valhalla and play through that. And the number 1 spot goes to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag with my boy Edward Kenway. I'm actually playing through that right now. Like, it's literally on my TV right now, on my PS4 loaded up for me to play more when I get back up there and done with this video. And I mean, come on, it's Black Flag. If you've played it, you know why it's my number 1. I love this game to death. It is my favorite for a reason. It's set in the golden age of piracy, which is really cool. It's a time I've always loved. Dalton and I actually have even discussed making, obviously if you guys have been on this channel for long enough, you know I want to try to make my own video games at some point. It's something I've always dreamed of doing. And Dalton and I have been discussing recently a space pirate dinosaur video game. And look, we haven't thought everything through for this yet, but we're gonna be talking about it more soon. And it's such an interesting and weird idea, but it's us. What do you expect? But yeah, and the reason being is because we love space. Both of us are huge nerds for space. We love No Man's Sky. It's an amazing game. We love pirates. We both love Black Flag. Neither of us have played Sea of Thieves. I want to. He doesn't. And obviously we both love Ark and dinosaurs. So it's like, why not mesh these 3 amazing things together? And Black Flag gives me such this cool, like, nostalgia feeling of watching the Pirates of the Caribbean movies back when I was younger. And I really want to watch through them again at some point, because I haven't in a long time. And I just love everything about Assassin's Creed 4. The naval battles with the Jackdaw are fantastic. It's awesome. And that's another thing I love about Assassin's Creed 3 is the sailing. It was really, really cool. You just didn't get to do as much of it as you do in Assassin's Creed 4. And I think that was kind of where Assassin's Creed 4 kind of surpassed 3, is you got to travel on the ship continuously. It's not like it's just for missions. You get to go on this ship whenever the fuck you want, and it's really cool. And there's this really awesome moment in the swamp where you stealthily pilot your pirate ship through a swamp. Look, these games are very unrealistic for their physics, so I'm not going to question it, but it is the stupidest, funniest moment in the entirety of this series that I've played through, and I love it so fucking much. It's just so stupid, but so fun to do, because you just see this giant-ass pirate ship going through a swamp that somehow nobody's fucking noticing. On top of that, a lot of the side objective stuff's really cool. Listening to sea shanties continuously is fantastic. If you've never played Assassin's Creed 4, I highly suggest looking up at least the sea shanties. There's videos on all over YouTube of the full list of sea shanties. There's like 30 or 40 of them, something like that. And it literally goes through every single one, and it's great. My personal favorite is Drunken Sailor. Bully in the Alley is also very good, and Poor Old Man is also very good. I can't think if that's the actual name for it, but it's a very good song. I love them all. Sea shanties are the fucking shit. And I loved it. So getting to kind of listen to sea shanties as you go around on the ship and do random tasks. You get to go explore buried treasure, which is amazing. Let me just say, buried treasure is fucking mint. You get to go explore shipwrecks, and you get to hunt, which, again, is another thing that Assassin's Creed 3 brought in, but Assassin's Creed 4 kind of made it more useful. You actually get to craft more things using that stuff in Assassin's Creed 4 that actually has more use. Assassin's Creed 3 did have a lot of it, but like in this one, you have more to upgrade. You have the entire ship to upgrade. In Assassin's Creed 3, it was you just paid to upgrade the ship and you got the upgrades. In Assassin's Creed 4, a lot of this stuff does have to be crafted, which I really love the fact that they added the crafting in. And the hunting is very fun. Not saying Assassin's Creed Origins didn't have good hunting. It did. Trust me, I enjoyed the hell out of that. It's just, it felt so boring compared to like going back to Assassin's Creed 4 and getting to play through the hunting in this game again. And Assassin's Creed 3's just, God, it made me miss it. Like, I missed it so much. I didn't realize how much I missed it until I played through it. And when doing Origins and going back and looking at Origins and thinking like, holy shit, the hunting in this game was so much different. And it's just so much better in 4 and 3 than it was in Origins to me. And I love it so much. Also, pirates are kind of like the biggest well-known thing for one of my favorite drinks rum. I absolutely fucking adore rum. It is my favorite alcoholic drink. And I own a lot of rum. So, yeah, getting to kind of, get to enjoy the beverage of pirates and kind of get to live through the pirates and how they lived is really cool. And, again, Edward's a really cool character. He's probably the most entertaining character in the entire game. It does get bogged down a little bit by the present day stuff, but unlike Assassin's Creed 3, the present day missions in Assassin's Creed 4 are a lot more fun. There's a lot more you get to do. You can actually go find collectibles in the present day missions and shit, which does lead to your 100% sync. And you get this little cubicle in the Abstergo entertainment offices, and it's great. I love the way Assassin's Creed 4 is, and it's just great, man. It's fucking awesome with the present day shit. And like I said, like, they talk about Liberation in that game, and I didn't even realize it was a separate game. I thought when they said Liberation, they were talking about Assassin's Creed 3, because I never played through Liberation. I'd never even heard of it until I bought it. And just, yeah, it's so many insane, like, little nods to the past that Ubisoft has done with other games, and I cannot wait for it. I also will be playing through Syndicate and Unity, so expect those on the list at some point. I'm going to be playing through Odyssey more, probably not fully right now, but definitely more, so I can get a little bit more information on that game. It's very fun from what I've played of it so far. It's just, I feel like I'm going to get stuck in that same sort of grind feeling that I got in with Origins. This is also why I don't play Assassin's Creed on the channel anymore, is because I just do not enjoy the grind of Assassin's Creed on the channel. It just takes a lot out of me and lets me enjoy the story less, is kind of the biggest thing. And that's always what I hate with Assassin's Creed games, is if I'm starting to enjoy the story less or forgetting the story, it's going to really screw me over. And Assassin's Creed is a game where I really just want to kind of enjoy the story myself and get through it in my own pace. Not one where I'm like, okay, well, we got to do this next week, and we got to do this, and oh, I forgot what we did last week. But yeah, I do plan on playing through Syndicate, which, again, is another favorite time period of mine. Victorian England is just... it's fantastic. Unity, French Revolution, I also really love that. I'm a huge fan of Les Mis, which is based off the French Revolution, and so very excited for that one. I do want to play through Valhalla at some point, because I love Viking stuff. If you guys watch my God of War playthrough, you know I damn well love the Viking sort of mythology and Norse mythology and stuff like that. And yeah, Odyssey, Ancient Rome, Roman mythology, just fantastical. And I can't wait to play through more of them. It's going to be very fun. And stay tuned for more of the Assassin's Creed ranking videos, I guess. And at some point, I do want to go through a full list and have a breakdown of each game and what I've thought of each game as I can, and kind of talk about them in a little bit of better sort of light. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know if I'll go that in depth. Or maybe I'll do it with the ones that are at the top of the list. I'll go in depth on those. But the problem is, I don't know what's going to be at the top of the list by the end of this. I can probably safely assume Black Flag will be at the top, because, I mean, it's hard to beat it. It's fantastic. I can say this right now. Origins definitely ain't moving. As of right now, I do not see Origins moving from last place. It got close with Liberation. I'm not gonna lie, it did get close with Liberation, but yeah. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I'll see you next time. Stay golden. Peace.